It's interesting how, you don't really realize how special your life is, because you're the one who's always living it all the time, right? But, compared to like other people, and I'm not trying to brag, and there's just like so many things in the world that are, priorities. And, I saw watching this video the other day about how, people who have money, or who they have like things, they have like things to depend on all the time, and their life is really stable, they usually have like the same wish, which is like more money. But when you have people who their life is like completely unstable, maybe they don't even have like a really good place to live, they don't have access to drinking water, good drinking water, right? Clean. They have like this totally different view of the world. Like they'll say stuff like, I wish that I could play all day, or I wish that my grandma would come back, or something like that, right? And it's just they're so not focused on monetary things, and I thought that was like really special, right? The weather's like really good today, so I feel like my mood is better. Getting back to the thing about how you don't know what you have. I feel just kind of really grateful to be in Taiwan. I don't know any of my friends that have like the same type of life, and I think that there's also like and I don't want to like do like this whole manifest thing, because I'm not really sure if I'm not really on board with it yet. For me it sounds a little bit hokey, but for you, if you like manifesting like all of your success and all that stuff, that's cool. But like I have, guys, I'll tell you actually, I have a friend of mine that I used to work with in mainland China, and he divorced his wife, and now he's over in Thailand having like the best time of his life. But he basically introduced me to somebody who, and hopefully this is going to turn out like well. Actually, it's crazy, right? Like, because the place that they're working at before, or sorry, the place that he has where I could possibly be working at, is actually really close to my old place in Taipei. I kind of miss Taipei a lot, to be honest with you, but let's try that again. Yeah, so, yeah, no, I was just saying about how it's really hard to go buy a house in Taipei. You obviously got to have a lot of money, right? So I think that one of the things about Taiwan, is obviously where you are living. The real estate prices are just crazy, right? So, if you're actually, you live out an hour outside of Taipei, and then you just kind of commute to work like every day, it actually might be really good for you if you just live nearby like the high-speed rail station or something, and then you could just like zoom in over to, Taipei main station. And I think that's okay. Depending on how much money you're making, if you're making maybe like 6,000 Taiwanese dollars like a day, which is like super super high up there, you could do the conversion. Then it makes it really beneficial for you to do something like that. But like if you're just going in for like your part-time job and working for an hour and getting out, it's just really not worth it. It's crazy where I live here, right? Which is like an hour outside of Taipei. People will come here all the way from Taipei because they can't get a job over in Taipei. So then they go there and they come here, and it's like, you're investing all of that time and that whatever to come here. And I mean, I can't really do it. I saw something really interesting video about how, everybody has 1,440 minutes in a day, right? And, their analogy was that there's this guy who like splashed a bunch of water from his car into some guy, right? And he was gonna go run after this guy, get angry, give him a piece of his mind, get revenge. And some other guy who was just sitting by there and just like drinking his beer, he's like, am I gonna let that one thing like, ruin the rest of my day, right? So the analogy he had was, say if you had like 1,440 dollars, right? And then somebody takes away one of your dollars, which is basically your money, your time. Are you going to spend the rest of your $1,439 and just like throw it away, or like use it for something else like that's not useful? No, you're going to use it for the thing that you really want to do, right? So it kind of makes the time that you have way more useful. Guys, I'm just like smelling this this weird like gas smell around here. That's really weird and gross. So, but yeah, like you gotta make the most of your time. You to make the most of what you got in front of you, right? And yeah, I'm gonna dig in. I'm too hungry. I'm gonna dig into this breakfast pretty soon enough, guys. I think really at the end of the day, like whatever you're doing, you gotta do it well. And I know that that's like not really. It's kind of like hokey advice, but focus on the thing that's like the most important to you, and enjoy. If you're in the place where I'm in Taiwan, then enjoy the weather too. I'll see you guys later. Bye.